government to come up with beneficial priority proposals for the rakyat. Good afternoon, thanks for joining us. You're watching Updates at Noon with me, Jessica Lee. Now, the COVID-19 outbreak has been labelled a pandemic by the World Health Organization, WHO. WHO Chief Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said the number of cases outside China had increased 13-fold in 2 weeks and added that he was deeply concerned by alarming levels of inaction.
WHO has been assessing this outbreak around the clock, and we're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Dr. Tedros noted that calling the outbreak a pandemic did not mean the WHO was changing its advice about what countries should do. He also called on governments to change the course of the outbreak by taking urgent and aggressive action. The Director General added that several countries have demonstrated that this virus can be suppressed and controlled, and the challenge for many countries who are now dealing with large clusters or community transmission is not whether they can do the same, it's whether they will. His appeal was followed by the several other countries announcing ever more stringent restrictions to try to prevent the virus taking a hold.
The Health Ministry yesterday has confirmed 20 new positive COVID-19 cases in the country, bringing the total number of cases to 149. Health Director General Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah said one case, case 78, has recovered and was allowed to go home. In a statement released, Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham said the ministry was conducting investigations and contact tracing activities for each new case to identify the source of infections. He said the total number of positive cases, 22 were detected among patients under investigations, PUI. 124 were close contacts, 2 were from a humanitarian aid mission, and 1 was a severe acute respiratory infection or SARI patient identified during COVID-19 surveillance. So far, 2 cases were reported to be in the intensive care unit respectively in Sungai Buloh Hospital and Sultanah Aminah Hospital in Johor Bahru. Meanwhile, Dr. Nur Hisham said all state health departments are conducting further investigations on the involvement of more than 5,000 Malaysians who reported to have attended a religious assembly at Masjid Sri Petaling in Kuala Lumpur from the 27th of February to the 1st of March. Now, this was following an information from the International Health Regulations or IHR Focal Point, FP Brunei, that confirmed the COVID-19 case from the Sultanate had reportedly attended the assembly. Malaysia is imposing entry ban on travellers from Italy, Iran and South Korea effective tomorrow following the COVID-19 outbreak in these countries. Health Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Adam Baba said the discussion was made at the first cabinet meeting of the Perikatan Nasional government after taking into account the current status of the COVID-19 virus transmission. Now, the ban also applies to other foreigners visiting these 3 countries or transiting at any entry point.
Commenting further on the matter, Datuk Sri Dr. Adham said Malaysians, permanent residents and long-term pass holders who arrive from Italy, Iran and South Korea would also be subjected to a 14-day observation at home under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1988. This move is also effective tomorrow. While the ban on those coming from Hubei, Zhejiang and Jiangsu in China and Hokkaido in Japan was still in force. He said this after a visit to the Higher Education Leadership Academy in Nilai, which has been temporarily converted into a quarantine centre. Meanwhile, a fund managed by NADMA was launched to assist individuals who tested positive for the virus and have to be hospitalized or were forced to undergo the 14-day home surveillance. He said each individual without a steady income or no salary during the process would be paid 100 ringgit a day for the 14-day period.
Now, each ministry and department have been asked to come up with proposals on priority issues for the immediate benefit of the rakyat and investors. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said this is needed as the new government was formed under an extraordinary circumstances without a particular manifesto, but it is a functional and one that delivers and represents all Malaysians.
Jadi ini bila siap nanti kita akan maklumkan pada rakyat apa yang ada terkandung dalam kerajaan yang ada pada hari ini. Mungkin kita akan sebutkan the new deal for Malaysia, tawaran baru untuk rakyat Malaysia. Yang ini akan kita umumkan dalam tempoh yang seberapa segera selepas saja kita dapat kumpulkan apakah perkara-perkara yang akan kita berikan perhatian dan keutamaan baik dalam tempoh segera sekarang, mungkin dalam tempoh setahun ataupun sampai ke penggal ini tamat sebelum pilihan raya yang akan datang.
Tan Sri Muhyiddin further noted that the government would be fair to the rakyat in providing assistance irrespective of their backgrounds so that no groups or parties would be left behind.
Meanwhile, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said he will find another candidate to fill the position of Deputy Minister of National Unity after Datuk Sri Tiong King Sing turned down the post. Accepting the decision made by the Progressive Democratic Party or PDP president with an open heart, Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin said he would present the new name to the Yang-di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riyatuddin Al-Mustafa Bilal Shah.
Well, he has expressed that he is not willing to accept. That's okay. It is his choice. It is something that the Yang-di-Pertuan Agong has consented. But if he feel that this is not suitable for whatever reason, we will accept that. And of course, I have to find another person that will be nominated to the king to fill that position. That is Ministry of Perpaduan Negara will do that.
The Premier, however, said he would meet Datuk Sri Tiong today, adding the Bintulu MP still wants to serve the country in a different capacity. Datuk Sri Tiong was absent from the swearing-in ceremony of ministers and deputy ministers at Istana Melawati on Tuesday.
The International Trade and Industry Ministry, or MITI, will propose several improvements to the existing economic stimulus package. Minister concerned, Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin Ali, said this is to ensure that the assistance provided under the package is more inclusive and includes other sectors as well as those impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak.
Speaking to RTM after chairing his first meeting as MITI Senior Minister with heads of departments and agencies under its purview, he said there are 3 affected sectors that needed attention.
Kumpulan yang mengimport raw materials daripada negara China. Sudah tentulah dalam keadaan sekarang ini, masalah pembekalan bahan mentah itu akan terganggu. Yang kedua, ada juga kumpulan pemain industri dalam negara yang mengekspor produk-produk mereka ke negara China seperti bahan-bahan chemical. Ini juga pastinya terkesan dengan situasi pada hari ini. Dan yang ketiga, kita lihat antara sektor yang terkesan adalah retailers.
Datuk Sri Muhammad Azmin also spoke of the need for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, to continue embracing the latest technologies, including the Internet of Things, IoT, robotics and automation. On the lack of financial resources faced by the SMEs, the Senior Minister said he would look into the matter in a more in-depth manner.
Now, a 55-year-old woman caused alarm amongst those at the Sultan Mahmud Airport in Kuala Nerus, Terengganu when she drove her Kancil car into the arrival hall. In the 5:30 p.m. incident, the woman was said to be suffering from depression as she drove into the airport building.
Kuala Terengganu Kuala Naro Civil Defence Force Officer Captain Ahmad Kamal Hakim Ngah said they received a distress call on the incident at 5:36 p.m. and rushed to the scene. Ahmad Kamal informed that upon seeing the APM ambulance at the airport, the woman immediately entered the vehicle. After about an hour, she was handed over to the police for further action. Kuala Terengganu District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Abdul Rahim Maddin meanwhile confirmed receiving a report on the incident and informed that investigation was underway.
Now, the 12th prosecution witness of Datin Sri Rosmah Mansur's graft trial, Datuk Sri Alias Ahmad, told the Kuala Lumpur High Court yesterday that Datin Sri Rosmah asked him to expedite the process of approving the solar hybrid in Sarawak. The former Education Ministry Secretary General also told the court that Datin Sri Rosmah said the progress payment could not be made if it was not signed. To this, Datuk Sri Alias said that he told Datin Sri Rosmah that there were some issues with the insurance policy which was used by Jepat Holdings that was not approved by the Finance Ministry.
Datuk Sri Alias also said that Datin Sri Rosmah asked him about the advance payment to Jepat Holdings for the 1.25 billion ringgit solar hybrid project. During cross-examination with Deputy Public Prosecutor Muhammad Farizul Hassan Bakri, the witness said Jepat Holdings could not prepare the contract document draft to be reviewed by the Education Ministry. He also said that he took seriously the questions asked by Datin Sri Rosmah, considering the questions were asked by the wife of the Prime Minister. He then had asked for his officers to find solutions to solve the issues of advance payment to Jepat Holdings. During cross-examination with lawyer Datuk Akbaruddin Abdul Kadir, Datuk Sri Alias was asked about the letter of acceptance SST that was not according to the ministry's procedure. Datuk Akbaruddin then proceeded to ask why was the value management for the solar project was formed after the issuance of SST. To this, Datuk Sri Alias denied to any allegation that he misused his power by omitting a clause in the SST issued that allowed the government to stop the works or make any cut from any unfinished works. Hearing before Justice Muhammad Zani Mazlan continues today.
Now, the defence in former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak's case involving misappropriation of 42 million ringgit belonging to SRC International Sdn Berhad closed its case yesterday after calling 19 witnesses. Kuala Lumpur High Court Judge Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali then set 21st of April for both parties to submit their written submissions and 4 days beginning 12th of May for the oral submissions.
Lawyer Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah, representing Datuk Sri Najib, told the court that the defence was closing its case after Malaysian Anti-Corruption Agency (MACC) Assistant Commissioner in Forensic Accounting Rigjit Singh was called to testify. A total of 807 exhibits were tendered during the 91-day trial of the case, which began on 3rd April 2019, during which the prosecution called 57 witnesses. Besides Datuk Sri Najib, other key witnesses who testified during the defence trial were former Secretary General of Treasury Tan Sri Muhammad Irwan Seriga Abdullah, former Minister in the Prime Minister's Department Datuk Sri Jamil Kir Baharum, former Foreign Minister Datuk Sri Anifah Ahmad, former Attorney General Tan Sri Muhammad Appendi Ali, and former Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) Chief Commissioners Tan Sri Zulkifli Ahmad and Latifah Koya. Datuk Sri Najib is facing 3 counts of criminal breach of trust (CBT) and 1 charge for power abuse involving 42 million ringgit in SRC funds allegedly committed between August 2011 and February 2015.
Now, in the spirit of Visit Malaysia 2020, Tourism Malaysia has embarked on a strategic partnership with Visa Malaysia to boost the country's tourism industry. Tourism Malaysia Director General Datuk Musa Yusof expressed confidence that the Memorandum of Understanding inked between both parties would help promote Malaysia as a preferred travel destination and enhance the experience of visitors to the country, especially in the shopping segment.
Kita memilih visa ni because kita melihat ini strategic partners yang kita lihat kita boleh bekerjasama kerana mereka appear lebih daripada 200 negara, lebih daripada 3 billion cards worldwide. So dari segi ini kita bekerjasama ini kerana kita memerlukan sekarang ini data. Teknologi sekarang telah berubah. Kita hendak mendapatkan insights of the expenditure pattern, and sebelum mereka datang kita boleh dapat data-data ni. Jadi ini yang kita hendak.
According to Datuk Musa, shopping was the biggest share of tourist expenditure for Malaysia, taking up to 35.2% of the total tourist receipts from January to September 2019 at 23.3 billion ringgit. The partnership will leverage on Visa Preferred Merchant program, which features a variety of rewards and benefits popular among tourists visiting Malaysia. The benefits available for Visa cardholders cover areas such as dining, shopping, family entertainment and medical wellness.
And that concludes today's updates at noon. In our top story, World Health Organization declares COVID-19 a global pandemic. The news on 2 will come on again at 7 this evening. I'm Jessica Lee. Thank you for watching.